You see, Casimwell fired the imagination of people. And for somebody who has done that to be on your side, it's a good thing. Yeah. And if you are helping your brother William Ruto, your younger brother William Ruto, to stabilize the country, and you bring a catch like that, you can tell me, see, I'm working. It is working. So for Raila, it's a good thing. But also Raila is a person I know, a person who has helped many people. It cannot be denied. Even some of them who are attacking him and his sworn enemies today, they will still own up. They will say, if it was not for Raila, I would not be what I am.
Give the devil his dues.
Yeah. Raila has meant many people. A good number of them who have been attacking him over time. People whose hand he held and walked them through life. At a time, all was lost for them. I think something strange must happen to derail, not to stop, to derail or to delay, to derail and derail the Gen Z participation in the Kenyan politics. It must be something I'm yet to put my hands on, my fingers on. So I strongly believe the young people this time are going to play a big role in the forthcoming election. A big role. Bigger than many people would actually fathom now. Yeah.
Tired of the same old shopping experience? Step into a smarter way to shop with Whiteson Group, Kenya's go-to online store for quality you can trust. From gadgets and homeware to everyday essentials, we deliver convenience right to your door. Fast shopping, secure payments, and top-notch customer care, all in one place. Visit whitesongroup.com today. Whiteson Group, simple, reliable, delivered.
Let's talk politics and governance. And Richard Mwenje Exclusive is your only point of call when it comes to that particular mandate. Welcome on board. I'm with Professor Herman Manyora, ready to bring and make sense of the happenings in Kenya's political and governance landscape. Prof, good to see you.
Thank you.
You're doing well?
Wow, wonderful.
Prof, you've always talked about revolutionaries consuming some of the revolutionary minds they're in. And you've talked about some playing allegiance to the revolution to the tail end. But then again, should we play in the context of Kenya with regards to the Gen Z constituency, whom you've said they represent the revolution we are witnessing in Kenya? DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua expressed his fears when it comes to dealing with the Gen Z, in the sense that he believes so far, those who post as their leaders, talking of Morara Kebaso and Kaswel Makoure, have been compromised by Raila Odinga and William Ruto. And perhaps there is need for them to relook how they're going to engage further. What do you make of this alleged betrayal of the Gen Z by Kaswel Makoure and Morara Kebaso in the first place?
Maybe I didn't get the context, so without that I cannot make very serious comment on that. But what I know is that you cannot confuse Samuel with Gen Z or Morara Kebaso with Gen Z. No. Gen Z is an idea. Gen Z is a revolution. It's not a person or a set of persons. So I think that would be wrong to say because Samuel has betrayed the Gen Zs, you cannot rely on the Gen Zs, you cannot trust them. Because Morara Kebaso has said what he's saying, then there's something wrong with the young people. I think that would be wrong. That would be gross overgeneralization, which is really wrong. Secondly, you'll be naive not to know that the temptations are there. The moment you are seen to be at the far front of a fight, of a revolution, of change, the first line of attack is compromise. It starts with sweetness. They sweet talk you. They offer you things. Then they threaten you if you don't do that. Then they harm you. They jail you. They abduct you. They kill. That's normal. Throughout history, that's how it has worked. So why would Gachagua not know that the first thing is temptation?
So
a young man who has never seen 100,000 of his own, somebody gives him 1 million. That's a lot of money. And I'm not saying that's what has happened, but I'm saying that's normal. It has happened throughout history. Everywhere where there are people agitating for change. The first attempt from those resisting the change is to try and buy those other people, if you may use the Kenyan way. Kenyans are about buying, but usually sweetness. The sweetener is not always money. Promise of jobs, promise of reward. There are many other sweeteners they can bring your way and put in your black tea. So that shouldn't worry anybody. It's because it's normal. It's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal.
Kasmul
Even during the fight for
Sure.
independence,
True.
a lot has been said about some of these people. Some of them well celebrated, but declassified information show that they must have been working with the oppressors
Colonizers.
and the colonial masters. Not just here. There are even issues about Mandela. They may be correct or not. Why was he separated from the others and put in a special place? That he was perhaps treated better. All these things happen. And therefore, to be surprised is to be naive.
To be surprised is to be naive.
Yes.
Kasmul Makore has often praised the mentorship he's getting from ODM leader Raila Odinga. Yes. But Prof, as a political pundit, what do you think is the end game of Raila Odinga with Kasmul Makore in Kenya's near politics, future politics?
You see, Kasmuel fired the imagination of people. And for somebody who has done that to be on your side, it's a good thing. Yeah. And if you are helping your brother William Ruto, your younger brother William Ruto, to stabilize the country, and you bring a catch like that, you can tell him, you see, I'm working. It is working. So for Raila, it's a good thing. But also Raila is a person I know, a person who has helped many people. It cannot be denied. Even some of them who are attacking him and his sworn enemies today, they will still own up. They will say, if it was not for Raila, I would not be what I am.
Give the devil his dues.
Yeah. Raila has meant many people. A good number of them who have been attacking him over time. People whose hand he held and walked them through life. At a time, all was lost for them.
You pick them from scratch?
Yes, there are many.
You've met some?
But you know them. How can you not know them? All the way to the judiciary, all the way to the political arena, all the way to government, they are there.
When poverty knew them by names?
But many people, I don't want to mention them, but they know the ministers, current ministers, who would not be anywhere near ministries, leave alone the powerful ministry they are running, if it was not for Raila Odinga. And they know it. There are people he saved during their university days. Some because of financial constraints which they would not have overcome to become things. Some of them because of politics at the university, expulsion and things like those. There are people, Raila. Some of them he has brought up in his own house. And today they are big, high and mighty. And they attack him. So it is quite possible that Raila could see the potential in Kasmuel and say, this young man requires support. And it will be keeping in his tradition of helping people. He has helped many people. Yeah, he has helped many people. Yeah.
To this end, we've seen anyone who was openly associated with what those we call legacy politicians talk of Raila Odinga, even William Ruto, they have been treated with some sense of contempt from their fellow Gen Zs. Do you think this element is going to now send other potential Gen Z leaders into cowardice, and they will say, we're going to partner with people but outside these established politicians because we don't want to be treated like Kasmuel has been treated by fellow Gen Zs?
But there are also those who are admiring what Kasmuel is going through, and they will not mind being the ones going through. So that beats your argument. Of course, there will be people who will be more cautious, because there will always be people in our movement who really mean well for the movement, who cannot be compromised, who you can't buy, who you can't threaten even with death, who die in defense of what they believe in. There will always be people like those. Yeah. There may not be very many, but they are always there. Yeah.
We have always celebrated the likes of Gitobu Manyara. But then again, there are a handful we can talk about. Prof, with this new sense of Gen Z awakening and conscience, Do you think it's going to be easy for Gen Z to compromise struggles they're in? Because we've seen most of them go out there at the price of their lives. Do you think this is a new culture that we had not witnessed before as a country?
It's not as a country, perhaps, but it's not new. People have always compromised. That means sacrificed. People have always died. People have always been tortured.
But
How
not to
many
the
people
numbers
were
of today?
tortured between 1952, after the declaration of the state of emergency in this country, and 1963 when we got independence? Thousands of people were detained in horrid conditions in Manyani and other places. Very ungodly places. Hundreds of people were tortured and died. Thousands, I should think. Yeah, thousands of people died. When people went to the forest to fight in the War of Liberation, Mau Mau, they knew what they were going into. They abandoned the comfort of their wives and homes and husbands and went to fight. So there are always people who know the risk and the danger, but they will always be there to do what is to be done. Otherwise, the world will not be what it is. The world has been moving on the diesel of sacrifice by people. So I remember when we were in school, it took the expulsion, suspension, and even jailing of students, some student leaders, for our menu to increase, to improve, for the food to change. You go for breakfast in our school during our days, you find porridge that is half cooked. That's all you have. You go for lunch, it is maize with a sprinkling of of beans. Just enough to change the color, to call it the gederi. And the weevils, we used to call it
Mbosha.
Mbosha. Yeah. Floating. They are called weevils or what?
Yeah, weevils.
They are floating on the soup.
Yeah. Top layer.
My friend, people get expelled for that to change. Then you find now you're having tea with bread, with butter, or blue band,
both sides.
whatever, on both sides, and jam. And the mbosha has disappeared. And there are more beans than there ever were. And now it's really gederi. And in the evening you go, you are surprised. You have rice with the
Minced meat.
with the meat and the potatoes inside, Irish potatoes. You know, but it takes sacrifice. And that's how human history has been. Every time the wheel of change moves, it is moved by people. It does. Look here. Governments and leaders, kings and kingdoms, they do not surrender the good things just like that. People agitate for those good things. And there's always a price to pay for it. So, during a certain period, people agitate and pay for it, even with their own lives. It doesn't stop another generation fully aware of what others went through. It doesn't stop them from playing their part in moving the wheels of history at a cost. So it's normal.
Much as, Prof, you've talked about this Gen Z constituency being undecided, do you rule out the fact that there's going to be undisputed kingmakers come 2027 elections?
I think something strange must happen to derail, not to stop, to derail or to delay, to derail or and derail the Gen Z participation in the Kenyan politics. It must be something I'm yet to put my hands on, my fingers on. So I strongly believe the young people this time are going to play a big role in the forthcoming election. A big role. Bigger than many people would actually fathom now. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That has been our conversation today, discussing the place of the youth in Kenya in defining the landscape of Kenya's politics and governance. And we talked about the prospects of Gen Z being the undisputed kingmakers come the 2027 elections. You've heard it from Professor Herman Manyora discussing revolutions in this country and those who've played allegiance to the full latter. We thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to this particular channel, Herman Manyora, on YouTube. Like our videos, share with your friends, and also tune in to other editions on the channel with Jadiel Kabiro, Evan Sokinyi, every day, 7:30 p.m. and also at 8:30 p.m.